What's going on, guys? No intro today. It's time to buddy fight. Oh Lord, I have been waiting for this. Okay, W Slasher just had a video come out yesterday. I didn't even know this happened. Um, I'm too excited right now. I really want to get into it. I started watching it, just wondering if it's just there's just a couple reveals or something. No, 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 no. You guys don't know how crazy this gets, or you probably do if you know what's going on. But if you don't, and you're like me, and you're just finding this stuff out,
Two. That has
okay, that's loud.
their own nations in the game, and forces you to build a deck from scratch. Here's the first reveals for the
Oh yeah. Also, W Slasher's video is in the comments. Please go watch that jazz on like zero point 0.5 speed. It helps boost engagement tremendously. I love this guy. Go give him some love. Tell him D sent you.
upcoming Buddyfight collab and EZTB01. Dragon World 1 on Vanguard lets you say open the flag when you stand it up. To become a buddy fighter, then put a buddy monster from your eye deck into your order zone. You can only put one flag card in your deck, and one on Vanguard or in the order zone. This card is unaffected by all other effects, and you can ride, call, or play a buddy fight card, if it from Dragon World or a generic. I can already see the rule sharks prepare.
Guys, it's more than what I could have wanted. This is such a surprise. Bushiroad's actually delivering. Like, what is going on right now? Okay, so for those of you who don't know what's going on or don't know what Buddy Fight is, that's too long of a discussion for me to have right here in a like minute monologue. So I'm just going to assume you know how to play. They're basically using they're taking the concept of buddy fight and they're bringing it into Vanguard and they're translating it. So whereas when you start in buddy fight, you say open the flag, and then it's like the flag card is just like basically what worlds you're representing. You I'm sorry, and I love the meta that they do with buddy fight coming into Vanguard. So in Buddy Fight, they would have some really meta cards. Meaning, when I say meta, I mean literally, if the fighter you are, if the fighter you are fighting against is your son, this card gets +2 charge or something like that. I'm not joking. Look up Drum's dad Buddy Fight card. Actually, I probably could look it up. You know what? I'm not going to do it right now. But no, it's like. So literally it says, when you stand up, cost, say open the flag. That's crazy. They literally put that in there. Oh god. No, they took it at our heartstrings. Now they playing too hard. I don't know how I feel about this. On one hand, I really appreciate the level of detail and love that they're putting into this set. On the other hand, I'm kind of concerned too, because like, okay, is it going to be like this the entire thing? Are you going to consider bringing back Buddy Fight, or are you just playing with our heartstrings just to get us some more money? Because either way, I'm just happy this exists. Okay, continuous. You can put only one flag in your deck, so yeah, that makes sense. Vanguard slash order zone. This card is unaffected by all other abilities effects, and when you would ride or call or play the ability of a card that is only buddy fight in the card that is Dragon World generic, you can ride, call, or play that ability. Okay. I feel like that last one just feels a little bit off the walls. It could just be because I'm still tired. The caffeine hasn't hit my system yet. Let's see. This card is. You can ride or call or play that ability. So basically, you can do the mechanics that are supposed to be done in the game. Question mark. I know. You know what? Slasher, take it away.
Preparing to call a judge when the buddy fight player refuses to LARP this nation's catchphrase. Gauge Zone while in your ride deck lets you put a flag card in your soul.
Oh, ride deck crest. Oh, okay, more crests. Sorry. No, I'm still a little peeved with the energy crest. That still is under my skin with the fucking um the scam decks, also known as the quick start decks. I still just a wee bit peeved about that. Like, damn. Anyways, let's see. Auto ride deck when you ride. Put a flag. You know.
Into your order zone when you ride. To put this card into the crest zone, then put the top two cards of your deck face down as gauges.
Oh.
This card lets you have.
Oh, no way. They really did bring. They're bringing back the whole system. They're bringing back even the gauge system. Oh my. Okay, I'm very curious to see how this. It's literally crossover. It's literally crossover buddy fight. Oh my goodness. Ah, this is so cool.
Gauge. When this card is put into the crest zone, or at the beginning of your ride phase, you can put a card in your hand face down as a gauge, to draw a card. And once per fight, you can call a buddy monster from your order zone and countercharge 1 damage.
One fight. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, choose a buddy monster from your order zone, call it to rear guard, and countercharge. Oh. Hold on.
If your Vanguard is grade 3.
Wait, once per fight. But, oh, buddy, oh, yeah, the caffeine hasn't hit my system. You know what? I'm gonna blame it on the coffee. All else fails, blame it on the coffee. No, don't blame it on the coffee. Coffee didn't do shit to me. Coffee has been my best friend throughout my working life, meaning I get up at 1 a.m. and coffee's there for me waiting like a friend. Okay, anyway. Okay, I'm trying to absorb the information because it's like I still can't believe that this is happening. Okay, Anubis, let's go. How you doing, girl? Let's see. She Descend, woo, Buddy Fight, woo. I watched it. W slash is great, so cool. Also, your mic is speaking. Oh shit. Hold on. Sorry. I have different gains for different things. I don't know. The coffee seems to be working. Don't let that fool you. Holy shit. Yeah, hopefully the stream doesn't freaking drop out this time because my goodness. Oh, Negative Arc, what's going on? Still dying to wait for Kieri and his Legend Dungeon World deck crew. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is freaking I'm very excited. Very, very, very excited. Just from the concept, just the concept alone, like of being able to play Buddy Fight in Vanguard. It's just interesting.
You're
Oh my
higher.
god.
This card tries to mimic the original rules of Buddy Fight as much as possible, except that Vanguard technically already has a gauge zone, which makes this card all too confusing to someone who has never heard of Buddy Fight. Also, you cannot use an energy generator if you have this card in your deck. This
I will take that. I will take that win so well. The the energy generator. But hold on, gauge. Wait. Okay, hold on. One of you jog my memory. What is the gauge system in Vanguard referring to? I don't remember. I know about the damage system, but that's about it. Let's see. Imagine they release adventure monster versions of Vanguard D series cast as cameo. That would be so cool. Dude, that would be so cool. It reminds me of one of the few episodes of the very first season of Buddy Fight when all the different Vanguard characters were watching. I remember that. I remember that. That's honestly what got me into Buddy Fight in the first place because I legit thought they were going to make it crossover with Vanguard. Or Vanguard's gonna cross over with Buddy Fight. Like Aichi finds a buddy, and then, or even Aichi's buddy is Blaster Blade, and then it's just like Vanguard and Buddy Fight are part of the same universe, the same concept, except Vanguard is for some reason like detached from the Buddy Fight universe, where the Buddy Fight universe is like a collection of different worlds and different concepts that have all like seen each other and have agreed upon like some weird treaty thing that involves the cards. I have a whole like theory in the back of my head as to why Vanguard or Buddy Fight exists the way it does. But yeah, let's see. Uh, okay, Aichi Kamui was cameoed in Buddy Fight. Yeah, the well, it was Aichi Kamui, Kuren, and what's his face, Naoki. That's right, Naoki. How is it that my memory? I can't remember things from the last few years, but but for some reason, Card Fight Vanguard, my brain will never forget. Okay, the gauge was your charge and draw in the material. No, I know that. Or resource you would use to activate cards in Buddy Fight with a certain card. No, no, I know about that. The gauge zone was where the damage zone would be, but the in Van I meant in Vanguard because W Slasher just said Vanguard already has a gauge zone or a gauge thing. I'm like trying to remember what that refers to. But either way, let's get back into it.
This is how your crest and order zone would look like when playing this nation, which is kind of awkward, since the
Crest and order zone.
flag is usually with the player behind the central column. This just looks forced and messy. Ibo Academy.
I mean, yeah, I would say get rid of. Okay, if they're gonna do this, like do it like this, I would say move the Vanguard circle back, or like make it as like the flag card and the Vanguard circle behind you. That way, it's I don't know. Hold on, let's see here. Buddy Fighter, Dragon. Oh, Buddy Fighter. Hold on.
Mikado Gal, when placed by riding over Dragon World, lets you either add up to one armored dragon or item card from the top 7 cards of your deck, or arm this card with up to one Sunfist Sunshine Impact from your deck. Here we have.
They brought back the Sunfist Sunshine Impact. Let's go. That's so cool. Let's see. Ooh, auto when this unit is placed. Okay, look the top side. So yeah, so obviously it's trying to get Buddy. It's trying to get Drum. So Drum was a size 2 monster. Are they gonna make him a grade 2 in this, or is he gonna be a grade 3? Cause I don't know.
Have another collab deck that basically goes +1 in the early game without so much as a cost.
Now that I think about it, if they're gonna go the Vanguard route with this, would they? Are they gonna try to make it so Gao essentially evolves to grade 3, or is it going to be like, you know what? I'll shut up.
And yes, in order to mimic Buddy Fight's equipped card system, your Vanguard can be armed like Bavsagra, Mikado style.
Armed like Buff Sagra. I don't know why that made me laugh. Let's see here. Let's see. They pretty much bring back all the elements of Buddy Fight into Vanguard. Monster has spell items, shields, impacts, lit. Ren, Asaka, and Tetsu were there too. Oh, that's right. Shoot, we'll have to go back and see if we can find that. Let's see. Even the concept of Buddy Fighter as the leader, or in this case, the Vanguard. Ah, you know what? That's an interesting parallel. I never realized. Let's see. So was Kai-sama. Kai-sama. You made me say that. God bless it. Oh Lord, someone's gonna clip that out of context one of these days. Maybe the gauge for Vanguard is the damage zone. If that's the case, no, because the gauge is in the top left corner along with the along with the crest. So that doesn't make sense. Either way, let's see. So the weird thing about this deck is that monsters of Buddy Fight aren't really the fighters necessarily the focus. It's the humans. Technically, I want to say that I feel like that's the route they're going. Okay, no, it is because grade 2 before it was grade 1. Let's see. Aiki Jujitsu Mikado Gao. Let's see. Dragon World.
I like Jujitsu Mikado Gao when placed on Vanguard. Lets you add up to one drum or item card from the top 7 cards of your deck. Is it just me, or is every ride line these days just an adaptation of Eva's ride line, where riding basically gives you a card for free? Mighty Sun Fighter Mikado Gao once per turn.
Hey, I mean, Power scaling. Power scaling. Would you rather have the power scaling be like the damage level is over 100 million, or would you rather? Oh wait. Okay. Yeah, no. So the way I see Vanguard going, it's like there's two different ways they can keep going with the whole power scaling. They can either have make it like okay. So for those of the veterans in the audience, do you remember in the original Vanguard where there was that like the biggest number we saw was like 20,000, and now it's like excessive card draw. It's a huge dilemma that I thought about bringing up a while back, but I didn't really think of how it could actually affect the meta because I saw them doing this where it's like when I was playing Deer Days 2 that um what's his deck? What's that one card? What's that one fighter's name? Um the one with Viagra, Viagra. I never learned how to pronounce that card's name, but Viagra's ability is basically like overkilling with the draw on like if especially if you're going second. Like I noticed I had a lot of cards in hand, which made the game a lot easier. But if you used older cards, you'd see, oh, I can't really draw as much, or there's not a mechanic there, at least when you're first starting out. So I feel like I never realized how much power creep that could bring until until W Slasher just said that. Men looks I.
While on Vanguard, lets you rest one of your rear guards when he attacks. To make him and the unit rested for this cost, become in link attack state for that battle. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay one counter blast at the end of the battle he attacked, to stand one of your rear guards in link attack state. Then stand one of your drum rear guards, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. And once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay one soul blast, to call up to one drum bunker dragon from either your deck or drop zone, and reduce the cost of its original act ability by 1 gauge. Instead of the usual 5 attack decks, Gal can only do 4 attacks instead, with one of them being a front row booster, but also lets you use drum's attack abilities.
I remember that. Gao's deck was like a serious powerhouse. It was like seriously unfair how like crazy it went. Let's see. Let's see. Well, the only real damage in Buddyfight is when it was dealt to the fighter anyway. Yeah, that's true. And Miwa was with them too. Oh yeah, Miwa. I forgot. I keep forgetting that's his name, Miwa. Let's see. Please use a. Let's see. Keyframes. 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being subbed in often enough, which can cause buffering. Oh gosh, dang it. Let's see here. Why is it saying that? Why is it saying that? Well, it says. Well, it says I'm still live. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what that was about. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later why that error is there. Unless I can just. Weird. Anyway, and the monsters are mostly companions or shields. Megiru, let's see. The monsters are mostly companions or shields. Yeah, in reference to the card draw in Vanguard. Let's see. I wonder if they're going to include other fighters within the series. Personally, if they do, I'm waiting for the Dungeon World, Ancient World, and Legend World, respectively. They had better. Okay, I understand Gal is the main protagonist. I know he's like he's the favorite of the whole cast. But you know what? Give our boy Kiri, give our boy what's his name? What's his name with the fox spirit dude who uses those dice thing? I forget. Gosh dang it. All right. You know what? Whatever.
Buddy Fight Nation X can only contain your flag, grade 1 to 3 units, your gauge crest, and the last card is a copy of your buddy monster. Looks like Bushy Road at least got something out of Griffo Gilla's old mechanic. Sunfist Sunshine Impact is a normal order item card that can only be played by paying 1 gauge to arm it to your vanguard. It goes into your drop zone when a new item is armed to your vanguard, while on vanguard during your turn. It gives your vanguard 5k power. Then it gives all
Oh.
your front row drum rear guards 5k power if you have a grade 3 or higher GA vanguard. And once per turn while on vanguard, you can discard another copy of this card from your hand when your vanguard attacks a grade 3 or higher unit and your buddy monster rear guard is in link attack state, to set your vanguard's power to infinity, and it gets an extra.
Yo, that's right. Oh, I remember that now. I was thinking of Sunfist or something like that, or like there was a different card named Sunfist. But yeah, no, I forgot about this ability.
Extra crit. Just
They
when
used that for one episode, and they never touched it again because they're like, this is too much. This is too much power. This is overkill.
you thought over trigger
I
should be
remember
banned in
that.
every competitive event, here's a card that can literally surpass it. Pray to Messiah that there's no way this deck can recycle its item cards. Drum
Pray to Messiah, he says. I'm sorry. This literally is the over trigger killer. This is the over trigger killer. They can't. This deck is not legal. It can't be legal because this. Yo. I didn't even think of that, dude. Bro. Dude, the over trigger killer, Sunfist Sunshine Impact. Everyone's gonna be playing Buddy Fight instead of Vanguard. It's all a conspiracy. Bushy Road conspired to make Buddy Fight the main game by introducing a special card that kills the biggest gripe that Vanguard players have about the game. It's all a conspiracy,
be
man.
banned in every competitive event. Here's a card that can literally surpass it. Pray to Messiah that there's no way this deck can recycle its item cards. Drum
Oh, Bushiroad, do it. Do it. This would be so hilarious to watch. The game gets freaking destroyed by one of their dead games. The irony it would be so amazing. I can't.
Bunker Dragon can only be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card of your deck into this card's buddy soul. While on rear guard, you can pay 1 gauge to call a drum card with a different name without paying the call cost over this unit from either your deck
Wait, a different name? Ooh.
or drop zone. Your drum
Yes,
units that
give
has
me
this
give
card as
me
a
the drum deck. Give me the drum deck. You know that sounds very wrong. I'm sorry. But no, Jackknife Dragon. No, I want Jack. You know, no, never mind, never mind. Sorry, Drum. I love you. You know I love you. But you know what? If it's coming down between you and Jackknife Dragon, we both know who I'm picking right now.
buddy soul gets 5k power and shields if your opponent's vanguard is grade 3 or higher. And if this card would leave your rear guard, you put one of this unit's buddy soul into the drop zone to make this unit stay on rear guard. Take note that the second ability makes this card and its buddy soul become the Call Drum's buddy soul. Funny how this card did the overdress mechanic better, and this was technically created years before the overdress mechanic even existed.
Hey, that's true. Let's see here. For your hold on, let me. I just want to reiterate that so my brain actually absorbs the information. Yeah, that's true.
How this card did the overdress mechanic better, and this was technically created years before the overdress mechanic even existed.
That's true.
Thunder Knight's Drum Bunker Dragon can only be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card of your deck or card in your drop zone into this card's buddy soul.
I'm seeing a pattern, and I'm also seeing deck outs. Lots of deck outs. Oh Lord.
When this unit moves from rear guard to the Guardian Circle, he gets 5k shields. Then he gets another 5k shields for each of his buddy soul. Once per turn while on rear guard, he gets 5k power when he either attacks a grade 3 or higher unit, or becomes in link attack state. And if this card would leave your rear guard, you put one of this unit's buddy soul into the drop zone. To make this unit stay on rear guard, who would spend so much gauge and resource, just so you'd have a 25k intercept. Crimson
I would. No, I wouldn't.
Battler Drum Bunker Dragon can only be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card
I forgot about Crimson Battler. Yo!
of your deck or card in your drop zone into this card's buddy soul. Once per turn while on rear guard, he gets an extra crit when he either attacks or becomes in link attack state, and you have a grade 3 or higher GA Vanguard. And if this card would leave your rear guard, you put one of this unit's buddy soul into the drop zone. To make this unit stay on rear guard, this would have been a great card if it got 10k power like a certain obscure deed. Blue Sky Knight's Drum Bunker Dragon.
Holy, I forgot how many freaking. Wait. Blue Sky Knights. Hold on. How many versions of Drum were there? I completely forgot about half of these.
Can only
This deck is gonna consist of nothing but Drum Bunker Dragon and then putting a card from your deck into your soul. Holy shit. Imagine if every time you had to call a Vanguard unit, you had to take one extra card and put it in the drop zone. That's basically the same thing, except these cards can stay on the field for like an extra turn longer due to their ability. But my goodness. Yeah.
be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card of your deck or card in your drop zone into this card's buddy soul. When placed on rear guard, you can pay 1 counter blast or 0 counter blast if your vanguard is Mighty Sunfighter Mikado Gal to draw a card. Once per turn while on rear guard, either soul charge 1 card or put the top card of your deck face down as a gauge when he attacks a grade 3 or higher vanguard. And if this card would leave your rear guard, you put one of this unit's buddy soul into the drop zone. To make this unit stay on rear guard, this card is more of a resource manager, and yet it's weird that it lets you soul charge a card when the deck so far doesn't really use soul. Ultimate Near Dragon Drum the future can.
Oh, hold on. So, cause what? No, but no. I have to counter that one. During I can't remember if it was this one or the other one. Hold on, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So your grade 3 units. Once per turn, Soul Blast 1. Search your deck for up to 1 drop zone. Your deck or drop zone for 1 Drum Bunker Dragon called your rear guard, and reduce the cost to pay that its original act by 1 gauge until end of turn. So yeah, no, this card is definitely necessary. Because otherwise that means you can only use it up to how many soul would you have if you're going from grade 1? Like two soul. You can only use it 2 times. Which, let's be honest, how many times are you going to be able to pull that move off in a game? Like how long is the game going to last? So it really does depend. I'd say. That is my counter argument. Anyways. Okay.
Manager, and yet it's weird that it lets you soul charge a card when the deck so far doesn't really use soul. Ultimate Near Dragon Drum the future can only be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card of your.
I forgot about that one too. Yo, he literally went Gurren Lagann in the anime. He literally went Gurren Lagann. And I never really thought about it. Because it's like, like when I first started watching Buddyfight, I'm getting nostalgic on your asses. I wondered why his thing was a drill, and I'm like, oh, a drill? Yeah, he could have had a sword. He could have had a freaking scythe. He could have had anything. But why is it a drill specifically? And then they did this, and it just all made sense. I'm like, I never thought of that. Now, the only thing they're missing from the anime was to bring up the golden rotation and then just go full steel ball run on this bitch. But no. Oh my gosh. I miss it. Oh, I miss it. Let's see here.
Your deck or card in your drop zone into this card's Buddy Soul.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ooh, okay. So this is the counter. This is the counter argument for it. You can put a card from the soul, or I mean, not the soul. I mean, from the drop zone into this Buddy Soul. Ooh, I like that.
While on rearguard during your turn, he gets 10k power if your opponent's
Lit.
Vanguard is grade 3 or higher. And once per turn while on rearguard, this unit gets a once per turn auto ability where he becomes in link attack state, and you
Ooh.
either have 4 or more damage or persona road that turn. That prevents your opponent using auto abilities when this unit attacks. Then
Oh, hold on, wait. When this unit, if you either have 4 or more cards in your damage zone, or you persona roll this turn, this unit gets.
you can pay 1 counter blast to perform a drive check, but he loses 1 drive. This card basically
Oh,
turns your
what?
Vanguard's link attack into a triple drive.
Yo!
That prevents sentinels or blitz orders. Combining this with Sunshine Impact creates a no fight no guard scenario. On a side note, why does Borgia Road keep making grade 3 rear guard units that can perform drive checks, but loses 1 drive? Just make them grade 2 units. If
Exactly.
this was the case. 5th Omni Dragon Lord Drum
My God. This is this is the Remember Me stream. This was Drum saying, "Hey, remember me? Hey, remember me? Hey, remember me?" I forgot about Fifth Omnilord Drum too. Yo.
can only be called by paying 1 gauge and putting the top card of your deck or card in your drop zone into this card's Buddy Soul. Once per turn while on rear guard, you can pay 1 gauge when he attacks a grade 3 or higher Vanguard to retire one of your opponent's front row rear guards, then this unit gets 10k power. Once per turn, while on the front row rear guard, your opponent discards a card in hand. When a card is revealed for your damage check, while you have a grade 3 or higher GA Vanguard and you don't have another rear guard with the same name as this unit, and if this card would leave your rear guard, you put one of this unit's Buddy Soul into the drop zone to make this unit stay on rear guard. After Drum the Future, anything else pales in comparison.
Yeah.
Even with 2 types of control skill, this feels more like a gimmick. Drum
Yeah.
Bunker Dragon SD.
No! Don't pull on my heartstrings like this. No! Not the chibi drum. I honestly hated the chibi style in Buddyfight when it initially happened. Or like, cause like I wanted to see Drumbugger Dragon in his full freaking form, like Jackknife Dragon. But then they're like, oh no, Buddy monsters have to be in this tiny little bitch chibi form because so you don't scare humans. Tell the humans to fuck off. Oh god, but over time I got used to the way it looked, and I'm like, you chill, you chill. And then when I saw Jackknife's chibi form for the first time, I nerded out so hard. Oh
While in the drop zone
shit.
lets you pay 1 soul blast when your drum rear guard with a different name is placed, to either put this card into that unit's Buddy Soul, or to call himself in the same column as the placed unit. It's
So far, this is Drum Bunker Dragon the deck, not even Dragon World. Where's Thousand Rapier Dragon? Where's okay, Thousand Rapier is the only one I can actually remember by name. I'll be honest. Besides Jackknife Dragon, but yeah.
like every deck nowadays gets a card that revives itself, and this card has the added bonus of becoming Buddy Soul, and being the first one to be thrown away, only to be reused next turn. Drago with
So
full knowledge
sad.
of the 5th Omni is a normal
Drago is not. Ooh.
order spell card that can be played from the drop zone, and can only be played if you either have a Gal Vanguard or a 5th Omni rear guard. To bind this card, then put the top card of your deck face down as a gauge and draw a card. This card feels like Caliburn, where you either draw or give yourself some resource, which this card does both. Thunder Knight's Halberd Dragon is your typical D-Series Sentinel that, along with Thunder Knight Drum, kind of ruins the epic name of Thunder Knights as they are just...
See that? Yeah, see that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thunder Knight's Halberd Dragon. Let's see here. Sentinel. Oh, he's the Sentinel. Oh. Well, shit.
a bunch of meat shields. Blue Dragon Shield is a Blitz Order spell card that
Wait, what?
works like a regular Sentinel, but lets you countercharge 1 damage and remove this card if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone.
Oh.
Did Bushiroad forget the reason why they even capped Elementaria Sanctita to 1 per deck in the first place?
Oh, charge. Okay, now I get what he was talking about earlier when he said charge. Countercharging referring to the counter blast. Oops.
But I guess this is fine as it also restricts the amount of countercharge you can perform. Drago Energy is a critical trigger order
Drago Energy. I remember that one.
spell card that when played, gives one of your armored dragons 3k power. And during the guard step, this card can be called as a trigger unit and gets 15k shields. This is the one unique mechanic that I wanted to see in regular nation decks since I saw it in the Shaman King collab trigger order cards.
Trigger order cards. Oh, sheesh. That's interesting.
Unfortunately, this is a slightly worse version of the effect crits we have as it doesn't become soul. But on the bright side, you get the effect immediately and don't have to sacrifice your booster. Dragon Trust is a critical trigger order spell card that can only be played.
You know what? I'll take it. I'll take the jackknife. Well, I completely forgot you guys were there. Oh, sheesh. Let's see. I wonder if they're going to include other fighters within the series. Personally, if they do, let's see. You still here, dude? Yeah. Here we go back to overpowered Buddyfight. Good Lord, help us all. Drum feels like a saber face where there's just too many different variants of themselves. Wow, the deck uses so much of Drum's forms. I'm starting to wondering if this is really Drum or Garga in disguise. No, don't slander my boy like that. I honestly didn't have a problem with Garga in the Ace. I liked Garga as a concept, but whoever was writing Bushiroad just did not have the freaking. They didn't know how to freaking bring in the concepts like that were initially placed. Like you know the the weird eyes when Gargantua Impact was, or Gargantua Punisher was formed from Tetsuku and gosh dang it. Okay, that's my cue to leave. Oh sheesh. Okay, let's finish this up real quick.
Played by paying 1 gauge to put this card into your grade 2 or lower rear guard's buddy soul. And during the guard step, this card can be called as a trigger unit and gets 15k shields. They're really trying to water down this mechanic by giving it a cost, just so you can go -1. Dragon Barrier is a front trigger order spell card that when played, puts itself face down as a gauge. And during the guard step, this card can be called as a trigger unit and gets 15k shields. This card is the equivalent of getting 1 energy, not worth the cost, and especially since this is only a 15k shield. Green Dragon Shield is a heal trigger order card that has no order abilities. During the guard step, this
Sorry,
card
I got
to
speed run this jazz.
And when it's put on the Guardian Circle, you can pay 1 discard if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone to countercharge 1 damage. This might actually see some use, but the deck already has Blue Dragon Shield to countercharge. Draconic Grimoire is a draw trigger order card that when played.
Draconic Grimoire, yes.
Lets you pay 1 counter blast and discarding all your cards in hand if you have 4 or more damage to draw 2 cards. And during the guard step, this card can be called as a trigger unit and gets 5 K shields. The most unique one in the bunch, since you don't need to discard anything if this was the only card in your hand. But if you prefer using the old classic effect triggers, then these generic effect triggers are for you. Future card.
Oh, lit.
Buddyfight is an over trigger whose additional effect.
Yo, I remember that one too. The future card buddy fights are like it's like it was like a special impact or something. Let's see. Additional effect: choose a normal order from your drop zone, or put it into your hand. Choose one card, or choose one of your vanguards, and it gets a +1 critical to the end of the turn. Choose a buddy monster from your guard. It gets critical. Shit. Oh
Makes you add a
lord.
normal order from your drop zone, then your vanguard and buddy monster gets an extra crit. Basically, Idis Pharaoh, but with extra but more rewarding steps. If there's one good thing about Buddyfight being its own nation, it's that it can't use drag Vedder and making another deck tier 0. Finally, the Chill Punisher is normal order impact card.
Yes! Yes! Let's see, you can upload a hand at the end of the turn if your opponent is damage zone has 4 or more cards. You press on the red this turn, counterblast 1. Discard this card, pay 4 gauge, say final phase, choose one of your vanguards, stand it, and it attacks them. Okay, that's a little disappointing. That's the not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed with that one. Gargantuan Punisher was the OG like Mary Sue mechanic in my opinion. But shoot. Aiden kudos, let's go. They're releasing the new card. They're about to release it soon. I think it's going to be in July is when they're going to start bringing them out. I was just going over W slashers, but anyway, I am out of time for today already. I know, but yeah, I'm really grateful I got the time to be able to take a look at these because I have been waiting for this for so long. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I appreciate you guys so much. If you could do me a favor, hit it like, hit subscribe, all the jazz, and comment below during the video, in the video, what are your thoughts, and yeah, I'll try to respond to as many as I can. And with that out of the way, I will see you guys later. And yeah, thanks as always. Hey, bye.